Okay. So there are going to be some emotions from this game. And this is kind of the danger of recording the post-game video right after the game finishes up, because if I were to take the overarching sentiment that Canucks social media seems to have at this moment in time, like a minute after the game was finished, we're still watching Rick Bowness, Elliot Friedman, Kevin Bieksa, and Ron MacLean on TV. If we were to take this Canucks sentiment right now, it would be really emotionally charged. That was a really intense game. And honestly, that might have been one of the more, I don't know, like engaging, just kind of drawing you in type of experiences Canucks fans have seen out of this team this season. I mean, think about it. The Ottawa Senators are generally seen as a more bottom-dwelling team. They haven't really been good the past few years. They started off poorly again this year, but then they started getting the goaltending. And everybody was saying, if Ottawa gets the goaltending, watch out. And that is exactly what they had started to get, with Linus Ullmark coming into the fray and Travis Green doing what he does, bringing the best out of guys like Tim Stützle, Josh Norris, Shane Pinto, Brady Tkachuk, Jake Sanderson, Thomas Chabot, Nick Jensen, Claude Giroux. These guys have been having great seasons. The Sens are a legit team now. And this game doesn't even see them put in Linus Ullmark. They've got this random goalie, Leevi Merilainen, instead, who is playing in his 4th NHL game ever. In the Vancouver Canucks, there's this entire narrative going around. Pettersson, Miller, these guys don't like each other, yada yada yada. There's so much drama in this city. And during practice earlier today, Rick Tocchet put Miller and Petey back on the power play together, so you know there's a little bit of substance there. You know, based off of the interviews with Tocchet and Hughes, that this Miller-Petey thing isn't just media fabrication, and there actually is a reason to be talking about it. So with all of this surrounding the Vancouver Canucks heading into this game, you could imagine the shock, you can imagine the dismay, you can imagine the pessimism when the Vancouver Canucks give up the opening goal just a minute into the entire game. How do you do, Claude Giroux? He ends up taking advantage of the Vancouver Canucks not being able to clear the puck out of their own zone. It's Noah Juulsen who tries to play it up the boards. It's kept in by Thomas Chabot, tossed it to the goal. Giroux is in front, and he tips it by Kevin Lankinen. Unfortunate play there by Juulsen. Admittedly, he didn't have a strong game. There were moments throughout the middle-ish parts of the game where definitely he was getting involved more, but the opening parts of the game and the ending parts of the game, those are going to be what defines Noah Juulsen's December 21st against Ottawa, and they were not great. Obviously, the turnover is bad, but it just kept on getting worse for Vancouver as the game went on, because making it 2-0 in the first period was none other than Shane Pinto. It's Noah Juulsen one more time, who goes in on the pinch on Nick Cousins on the boards, and he loses the battle. It becomes a 2-on-1. You've got Shane Pinto out in front. He gets the pass from Michael Amadio. It's Carson Soucy trying to defend it. He doesn't get the pass blocked off, and it's a 2-0 goal. Noah Juulsen directly responsible for the first goal on the turnover and the second goal on the pinch, but that's not it. Really, that's not it, because the Vancouver Canucks, they have a game of their own too. Just a few minutes later, making it 2-1, you had yourselves Brock Boeser. Okay, great. Vancouver's getting back on the board. It is Quinn Hughes who goes down towards the front of the goal, centers it backdoor for Boeser. He gets it to go. And then, just another minute later, Quinn Hughes gets himself a goal too. So Captain Quinn steps up with 2 points in the last 4 minutes of the first period. He gets the pass over from Connor Garland, just decides to hold it, he shoots it, he beats Merilainen, and it's a 2-2 tie. Quinn Hughes was the story for Vancouver in this game by far. And heading into the second period, I was already typing it up like, yeah, this is going to be the narrative here. Quinn Hughes just totally putting this team on his back, which continues into the second period, and in a way you could say it was forced to continue, because Shane Pinto made it 3-2 Ottawa just 5 minutes into the second period. It is once again another one of these rush chances. Batherson centers it out in front for Pinto, who's able to get around the D-man. It's Tyler Myers, and he just gets it through. Canucks got caught flat-footed on that back check. Quinn Hughes pinched up, so he was out of the play, and the guy who was covering for Hughes, JT Miller, takes himself far out of the play. We'll keep an eye out on Miller as the game goes on. But before that, we have ourselves a 3-3 tying goal. It's Jake DeBrusk from none other than Quinn Hughes. It's always Quinn Hughes. Spinning at the point, sending it over to Boeser. Boeser goes over back to Myers, who throws it over to Quinn. One-time shot, it deflects out in front off of Jake DeBrusk and in, make it a 3-3 game. And that's Quinn Hughes' third point of the hockey game. And just a few minutes after the Canucks made it 3-3, guess what? They got a power play. Thomas Chabot gets taken out for interference on Elias Pettersson. And what do the Vancouver Canucks do on this man advantage? Well, they let Josh Norris score a shorthanded goal. That's what. Pettersson wins the draw, but Boeser isn't able to take it right away. It's Travis Hamonic who throws it into the corner. There, Jake Sanderson tosses a long pass up to Claude Giroux on the right side. Giroux, a centering pass into the middle for Norris. Boeser is supposed to be back there, but he's too slow. And Norris takes the puck in on goal, fires it by Lankinen, and it's a 4-3 game. Great. Here's the thing. The first two periods were total duds by Vancouver. They were playing poorly and they weren't controlling the puck well, they weren't getting any bounces, and it didn't look like they had much to do with it. But in the third period, the Vancouver Canucks controlled most of the play, they had most of the shots. Sure, the puck was still bobbling around on them, they outshot Ottawa 11-2 in the third, and they looked really good. They looked like a team that was a lot more similar to last year's. And you had yourselves the game-tying goal with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third period. It is a really nice play down low. Boeser in front for Pius Suter. He has to settle it a little bit, takes the shot, the rebound is there, and Boeser pops out on the far side to put it in. His 10th goal of the year. It's a 4-4 game. All of the Canucks looked strong in that third period, and they get rewarded with a 4-4 tying goal. It's the first goal that Vancouver scored all game that wasn't a Quinn Hughes point. But then, towards the end of the third period, we started to see some irresponsible play. Yeah, remember Noah Juleson? We had spoken about him earlier on in the first period. He takes a penalty in this third period. Towards the end, too. He high sticks Nick Cousins, and it's a double minor because Cousins gets cut on his lip. He puts the blood on his finger, and he shows the referee, hey, here, look, I'm bleeding. And that's good enough. Noah Juleson, what the hell are you doing? Whilst on the power play, though, the Ottawa Senators then take a penalty themselves. It's Claude Giroux. What are you doing? He knocks the stick out of Elias Pettersson's hand when the puck is already long gone. And so, for the final 50 seconds of regulation, it is 4-on-4 hockey. The Canucks were buzzing. You can tell the building wanted it. You can tell the team wanted it. This was probably the most emotional investment the Vancouver Canucks have placed into a single game all year. Rick Tocchet called them out earlier this week, saying that a lot of guys are not emotionally invested into the game and the product. Well, they definitely felt it in this one, especially in the third period. Unfortunately, though, Vancouver's not able to capitalize on that emotion and win the game in regulation, and overtime starts out and things continue. Giroux's in the box, Juleson's in the box, Miller wins the face-off, but he ends up falling on the puck. The Ottawa Senators get it back, and then you have yourselves the rush going the opposite way. It's Tim Stützle coming in, Hughes is on him, Brady Tkachuk is on the right side, Boeser's on him, so what does Timmy Stu do? He throws it over to the left side, where Jake Sanderson is there, unguarded, because JT Miller stopped skating! JT slowed down as the Sens brought it into the Canuck zone, expecting Hughes to take both Timmy Stu and Sanderson. Sanderson walks right in, shoots, he scores. 5-4 goal, it's 15 seconds into the game, and it's JT freaking Miller who lets his check completely go by him. Sanderson had the puck, he started things out in his own zone, Miller was on him, but after Sanderson threw it over to Stützle, Sanderson's able to just get by, he joins the rush, no consequences. Miller's so slow behind him, he's just coasting. What was that? Talk about emotional investment into the game. Talk about being there when you need to be there. When it's your turn to back check, you back check. The team wasn't perfect today. In fact, I'd say that they looked pretty bad for 40 minutes out of those 60. But for that 20-minute stint in the third period, they actually did look pretty good. And aside from some individual errors, I'd say that this was a very entertaining and educational experience for the Vancouver Canucks, losing 5-4 in overtime. Kevin Lankinen let in 5 goals on 21 shots. Merilainen let in 4 in 25. Save percentages be damned in this game. But I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section either way about the Vancouver Canucks losing in OT to the Ottawa Senators. Is there anybody really at fault here, or am I just overreacting? I don't really know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.